Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. It has been a little while, but we are finally back with episode 51 of the What the Sheep podcast, where myself and Alana will be discussing, freaking out, breaking down, and gushing over the incredible characters and stories so far of the brand new miniseries brought to us by Critical Role, Exandria Unlimited. Oh my gosh. I was so hyped for this. Mainly, I talked about this on my stream yesterday. I was like, the thing that I'm most excited for is just to see their characters, because the cast has gone on and on about how like attractive and how hot all of these characters are. So I was like, yes, please give it to me. Give me these gorgeous characters. And honestly,
Yeah.
I would say it delivered.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. It was a lot of, oh no, they're hot every
Yeah,
time the new one was
yeah,
revealed. And not even just
yeah,
like joking. It's like, oh no, they're actually really fucking hot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very distracting when they all
hmm
appeared up and
Yeah, my
uh,
favorite thing was Abria on Twitter was saying that when she saw all of their character art, she wanted to just scrap her whole idea for the story and just wanted to turn it
yeah,
into an 8-week dating simulator. That's
yeah.
all. And honestly, I would have been here for
And
that. Honestly,
and it with these characters, it would work.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. With the personalities, like all of them have very distinct personalities. Like we really got to see like what these characters were all about in this first episode. Now, obviously, there's probably more layers to them the more we get to
oh
see them,
yeah.
but I feel like we got a pretty good preview of how these
Mm.
characters really are and how they're going to interact with each other. I
Oh
guess we can
yeah.
talk a little bit about the classes and races
Yeah, let's go.
among us. I guess we can go through the list in order of their appearance, starting with Liam, who
Yep.
decided to go with an Arashari halfling fighter,
Yeah,
which is pretty
that's so
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
I I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I've said this before, but halflings are my favorite race.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I might have said that on Hit Dice Heroes more than this show. But I love halflings. I really do. I think they're the coolest. And I also love fighters. My main character that I play is a halfling fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them so much. So this is really exciting.
Yeah.
Again, very hot character.
Oh, of
Um,
course.
I love halflings that kind of go for that more angular, almost
Mm-hmm.
pixie look than
Mm-hmm.
kind of Frodo Samwise look.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, this is really cool because I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, there's going to be an Ashari because
Mm-hmm.
with all the enhancement that went on to the blurry
Yeah.
images we got, people could see of the Ashari."
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, no, it's really cool that we got someone from
Oh yeah.
Zephyra that,
Mm-hmm.
and especially Liam because it makes sense. Liam has a lot of knowledge and understands the lore of
Mm-hmm.
Zephyr really well. Um, and what is it? What a cool character! I'm really
Yeah,
excited to
yeah.
see
I
this
really
character
like I
more.
really like the personality of that character. And it seems like
Yeah.
he mentioned a she a lot. I'm
Mm,
guessing that's
yeah.
probably Keyleth, but it could just be
Yeah.
Liam like messing with us and it's actually not, but wanting to
It's
make it seem like it is.
hard to say because I think he said at one point too, like, "Oh, it's been a while since I've
Mm-hmm.
dealt with them or, like, spoken to them."
Yeah.
Um, so we don't know to what extent there is this connection with
Mm-hmm.
Keyleth, but I guess if it's, what, 30 years after Vox
Mm-hmm.
Machina, she's essentially the matron of Zephyra, so
Yeah.
you would assume he has some understanding. I was thinking, like, what if it's just Vilya? Like, what if he's, like, an heir
Yeah.
to Vilya?
Yeah. It,
But
it yeah.
I think it's safe to assume it's Kiki.
Yeah.
Whether or not
Most
we actually
likely.
get that name dropped at any point, I don't know. I like the idea of Keyleth being the one kind of connecting thing throughout
Mm-hmm.
every campaign and mini
Yeah.
campaign. 'Cause she's just pop
Well, I
out.
mean, she basically lives forever, so, and she's a
Yeah,
pretty prominent
hard,
member of the world.
she's hard to hide.
Yeah,
Um,
that too.
but I like him. I like their personality. I like how they're seeming to be like kind of like the straight man of the group.
Yeah.
I think at the start I was thinking, oh, the bard's kind of the straight man, but no, that quickly kind of fell
Uh-huh.
away a bit too to more. No, this halfling's kind of going to be the straight and narrow, lead them
hmm
a little bit.
Yeah.
Which yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. One thing that I did find quite hilarious was the fact that Liam rolled two natural ones during the
yeah,
episode. and totally forgot that he was a
Yeah.
halfling. I thought
Yep.
that was just a funny callback to Sam playing Veth.
Yeah. It's built-in luck. Like
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, that's
um,
Liam. You got your luck back. Use it.
you got your luck and
you
you got your
got.
halfling luck. Just use it. Yeah.
Yep.
But no, that's the curse of a
Super great.
halfling. Forgetting you have luck.
Yep. It is what it is.
The
But
the
then,
real curse of a halfling is rolling a one and then rolling another one.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's the second curse.
That's just fate spitting in your face and being like, no, you are failing in this
Yeah.
situation. You
Exactly.
this is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But then was it Fern or was it
Ye-
Dorian? That
Yeah.
was. I guess it
We
doesn't
use
really matter.
Dorian
But
next.
okay,
I'm
so
looking at
Dorian.
the order I have. I think
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah. I
Dorian.
see Dorian on my list as well.
Yeah.
Dorian Robbie, the
Mm.
newest addition to the cast, fitting right in with his very both Amy and Robbie very charismatic
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and Robbie really leaning into that with his bard class. And do we
Mm.
think air genasi, water genasi?
I
What are
think
we
Air
thinking there?
Genasi.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of like I think when it started there was Sea Elf was like being tossed around a bit, but
Mm.
I think with just the general aesthetic,
Yeah.
the speaking primordial, I think Air Genasi is like the
The
sentiment
surname
kind of.
Storm.
A few people in our Discord I think are saying Triton, but I don't think
Mm.
aesthetically they appear as a Triton, or even like in the way they act, because Tritons can be quite,
Yeah.
like sea princes. So um I think Air Genasi is probably the closest get. I
Probably.
really
Yeah.
want to see the full body art. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
assuming they've done full body art, but
Hmm.
the little bit we're seeing from their outfits, I mean, it's light blue all over,
Yeah.
feathers everywhere. The hair that fades in an
Hmm.
ombre. It's just like kind of classy Genasi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so which is a really cool race.
Oh
They're
yeah.
really sick characters. And a bard as well. So what more could you
I'm
want?
so glad we have a bard. I'm so glad we have a bard.
And super hot, like,
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
hot.
yeah. It's
Like, that jawline, are you kidding
this.
me?
My God, could
Yeah,
cut through diamond with it. But no,
yeah.
it's amazing. All of the characters are amazing. But so before we go into any more characters, 'cause I don't want to forget about this. Can we
Mm.
for a second talk about that intro sequence, that new animated
Oh
intro?
my
Oh my
god.
God, that was so cool.
Yeah.
That was like
That oh,
that was some like Game of Thrones vibes.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Oh
It was
my
like Game of
God, it was so
Thrones.
good. And it's perfect too because it's such like a general intro that they can use it for like
Mm.
other
Oh, yeah.
things involving Critical Role since it's just like an
Yeah, because it was
Exandria intro.
yeah, it was some, like, bit specific. Well, even
Hmm.
then, it wasn't even specific to Vox Machina. Like, they had
Yeah.
Thordak and
Hmm.
that, but that is the history of Tal'Dorei, not just Vox Machina, because that was
Hmm.
such a
Yeah.
massive event. Um, no, it was beautiful. It
Oh
was
yeah.
so well
I
done. Like,
was not
really
expecting that at all.
yeah, I was expecting just, like, the kind of fading of the character
Yeah.
art, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Ah, no, so good.
Completely blown away. I don't even know how they. Yeah, the
Yeah.
budget for this was obviously incredible because even like the border for like the layout,
Yeah,
the
that was
overlay was
really
super
cool.
cool. The animated character portraits, it was like moving slightly, and just the art for the character portraits itself. Oh
I
my gosh.
I've tried animated overlays before, and I'm just like, I don't have the bandwidth for this. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
that's really cool. I loved it. Oh, yeah, just the design of
Mm-hmm.
everything. So I think it was like Max and I think it was Chris, the producers for this one,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just amazing. And
Yeah.
just everything about it looks so clean and chic. Like,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Absolutely
Yeah.
blown away by the production quality of Exandria
Mm.
Unlimited. Yeah, after we got to meet Dorian,
Yes.
it was Fern, I believe, was the next one on my
Yes.
list. And oh my gosh. This was the one that I was not expecting at all. A fawn?
When she started speaking,
Oh, I
I
know.
was just like, it
Oh my
is the
God,
sweetest
so
voice,
sweet.
which is so perfect for Ashley. I mean, I know we've had Pike, but Pike
Yeah.
wasn't even this kind of sweet. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is just so soft and so gentle. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it just, we can see this character whenever she's going to get into a combat or whenever she's going to get
Yeah.
like pissed off, it's going to be really intense.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Um, Because I mean, I think naturally druids tend to have like this kind of aggressive
Yeah.
side, some aspect of their thing, but also a wildfire druid. Like
Yeah,
their
that's
very
pretty
aspect
interesting.
is to be fiery and
Mm-hmm.
aggressive in that sense. Um, so yeah, her voice was beautiful. Her art
Oh,
is beautiful.
so good.
Um,
So good.
this is why
I
honestly
just
the
love that
body
she's a
art.
fawn. Oh, it's so
It's yeah,
adorable.
did not I love that they're taking a lot of stuff, and that's actually the other thing I want to bring up. They're taking a lot of stuff from the new material. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot from Tasha's in this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of like I'm not sure what fawn appears in. I think the fawn's in Theros, maybe. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're taking a lot of the new stuff, which is really cool. Because I guess we haven't had I mean, Campaign 2 started in 2018, so
Yeah.
they were limited by the books they had then. I think Volos had just come out and
Mm. Yep.
Mordekainen's had just come out. So it's so exciting to think like, oh wow, yeah, there are actually all these new classes and new options, and new races for them to choose. And now
Yeah.
even there's like lineages that which I think we might see in Campaign 3, but
Mm.
that's for another time. Um, but no, yeah. Wildfire Druid with a
Oh, so
fire
cool. And
fire spirit.
what's the monkey's name? Little Mister or something?
Little Mister?
Little Mister?
Yeah. But a fire spirit from Thordak's crater. That's
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
dope.
That's cool. That is really
That's
badass.
that's some cool world building. I like that a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
And I love we can transition now into unless you had
I was
another.
just gonna say, it's so my favorite DMing was Abria
Mm-hmm.
DMing Little Mister.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
just 'cause it's that thing is terrifying.
It is pretty terrifying. But
Just
speaking
how
of Bria,
aggressive
we
it is.
can talk a little bit about what an amazing job she did with
Mm,
for DMing the session and stuff. She has a very like cinematic style
yeah.
for DMing, which is really cool. Like
I
it felt
like
like she
that.
was really bringing the audience into it. Like we were a
Mm,
part of the game as well, almost.
yeah.
She would address us a lot, which
Mm,
was really cool. But when she was introducing all of these characters, she did such a wonderful job at like giving us a little crumb as to like what these players are
mm,
all about because she did a lot of memory stuff with these characters when she introduced them, where she'd make them roll a
mm,
check and then she would explain like the memories that they're having in that moment, which is a
mm.
really cool way to introduce the characters into the world.
Yeah, and I think that's a very smart way to DM for a short campaign as well. Like
Hmm.
I'm haven't seen any of her other stuff, so I'm not sure if this is just how she DMs for everything, but I think for a short campaign that's really good because you want to
Hmm.
get the characters in and you want to tell
Yeah.
the story not quickly, but you've got a
Hmm.
limited time. So making it more narrative or giving it more aspects of a narrative, I think are really important.
Yeah.
Which is why I like jumping ahead just a little bit. That I like that epilogue, that kinda stinger at the
Yeah,
end.
that was
I
cool.
love that sort of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Uh, it reminds me a lot of, like, The Adventure Zone does stuff like that,
Hmm.
where, yeah, the audience gets to know things that either the players don't or they might
Hmm.
do, but it's separate to the story.
Yeah.
It's stuff that's just happening in the world, and I like that because it makes it feel more, as you say, cinematic. It's more
Yeah.
like an actual story and more like an actual narrative. Um, which, that's one of my favorite things about D&D. You can play it however you want, and you can tell the story however you want, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Really, really cool.
yeah.
Because there was a few parts, maybe it was like one or two times where she even said like, and then the camera, pans away, and then we fade to the break. I know she
Yeah.
did that a couple times, which is really
Yeah.
cool because then it instantly puts us in that moment, and we can visualize that sort of scene
Yeah.
playing out and
I
how
think
it's meant to look.
I think things I get stuck with when I DM or when I've played in games before is like that transition period of like, okay, here's what you guys are going to do in a few hours. Do we need to
Hmm.
role play these few hours? Like, what are we
Yeah,
going to do? So I
yeah,
like that technique of like moving away or like knowing when to cut the scene and move ahead.
hmm
Yeah, it's great.
yeah,
I
absolutely
really
loved
enjoyed
it.
it.
But speaking of Bria's wonderful portrayal of the monkey, Little Misters, the
Yeah.
terrifying demonic monkey coming from Thordak's crater, absolutely incredible.
Mm.
Um, the relationship that Dariax, Matthew Mercer's
Yes.
character, has with this monkey, it was hilarious in
Yeah.
this scene.
What's
But
going on there?
but oh my gosh, Dariax, Matthew Mercer, in his own world playing a character.
I
I am so
I
happy.
saw someone say, "How do you play as a character in a world that you created and know all the secrets of and like all the lore of? How do you do
Hmm.
that without metagaming?" And someone's like,
Yeah.
8 or 9 wisdom intelligence. You just make them a bit dumb. um,
Yep.
which is so cute.
I know. It's
I
the
love
little
the
himbo.
dwarf and I love the little himbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's Matt doing his kind of like smarmy voice, but it doesn't come across as smarmy. It comes across as like real charming and
Yeah.
like
It feels like an older Luke Bernardo voice, where it
that's
has
great.
that cheeky element to it, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Still, the
Yeah, he
childish
he
nature to it.
occasionally like yeah, he'll occasionally like uh I don't know, is it sometimes I hear maybe a little bit of like a frontal lisp, but that just might
Hmm.
be just the way he's speaking. But yeah, it kind of like
Yeah.
gives him like these slight little speech impediments. But it's just yeah, as a character, he's so cool because he's so upbeat, he's so charismatic. I mean, he's a
Hmm.
sorcerer, but
Yeah.
he's just happy. Like he's a happy
I know he's
character.
super super chill,
Yeah.
super super cool. Yeah, and I like the relationship that's been like building
Mm.
between Dariax and Dorian. The
Yes.
shipping has already begun.
Yeah.
The ship has set sail
It feels like these
already.
were shipping. It feels like they set it up. Like,
Yeah, it
what's
really
their
does feel that
deal?
way. Yeah. Yep.
You can't help it.
Hmm. But it was it was so cute too, because not to jump ahead, but many times in this episode when like Dariax was like, oh, like what do I do in this situation or something, he would like look to like Dorian or look to Orem for like advice on like what should I do, like what should I do here,
Yeah.
which is super super cute.
No, I think it's such a fun character for Matt. One because this is the first player dwarf I think we've had. I think no,
Yeah,
Obby the rat was a dwarf, wasn't he? Was Obby the rat a
can't
dwarf?
remember.
I think
Hmm.
he was. I'm not gonna wait for chat. But I think Obby the rat was a dwarf. But this is like I guess for a more extended period. So we've got a dwarf, we've got a sorcerer, which
Yeah.
I think we haven't had that many sorcerers either. I'm
Oh,
trying to think of all the one shots and
was
everything. And
Zara sorcerer?
Zara was a warlock, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think she might have been a warlock.
But I think Mary's character in the barroom blitz one shot was a sorcerer, maybe?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's been a while since I've watched a lot of that. Oh yeah, Keg was a dwarf as well.
Oh yeah.
Of course. But yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to get more kind of I don't know if we're gonna get much backstory on these characters,
Probably
but
not
I'm
too
excited to
much. Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited just to see this, kind of sweet, excitable, roguish sorcerer almost
Hmm.
come into the sorcerer's power. So we're thinking he's probably a divine soul because he's got all these cleric spells.
Yeah.
So being able to see this eventually, you know, pair with sorcery points and
Yeah.
become more powerful is going to be really exciting.
Oh
And
yeah.
Matt's a clever player, so seeing what he can do with
Yeah,
this
and
one.
I like the impulsive nature of this character too.
Yeah. Mm.
Especially with the when Posca had like scribbled that thing on the door, and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, what should we do? What should we do? Should we do this? Should we do that?" And Matt's like, "Yeah, I'm already walking up to the door. I'm already going
Yeah.
over there."
It's keeping the story flowing a bit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's a
and I think that's and to that point, I think that's a it's a good reason why we have like Liam and Matt, to
mm,
kind of understand. Uh, Not that the other players don't understand, but they're going to be very good
yeah.
at like making sure the narrative is moving forward, and we're not too hung
Yeah.
up on like the small little things. Because again,
And
it's
yeah,
only an 8 episode miniseries, so there has to
you
be,
can spend a whole session in a shop,
yeah,
like
mm-hmm,
yeah. So it's
and be
important
very
to
narratively driven. Not too much downtime will likely be had, um, which is fine.
yeah.
I mean, we still got some really really nice scenes that weren't part of the narrative, like the peeing contest that
Yeah.
Opal won. last but certainly not least
Yeah.
character that was introduced, the human Hexblade, I think is what we got.
Hexblade, yeah.
Yeah,
I think because she cast was it because she cast Hexblade's curse? That's how
I
we
think
know she's
so.
a Hexblade? Or
Yes.
did she just cast Hex? I'm not sure.
I think it was Hexblade's curse because then Matt, when she had killed something, he
Right,
was
she
like,
got
because you're a
the
Hexblade, you get health back. I think
right,
that's
but
what it
she
is.
obviously hasn't picked a pact yet because that's third level.
Yes.
So, I
Yes.
mean, Pact of the Blade makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would definitely make sense. But her
Um,
aesthetic is super cool too. Like the two like pink
yeah.
daggers and stuff is really cool. The
Yeah, the
jacket,
white
the
hair.
white
Yeah.
hair, yeah, very
Yeah.
very
It's just
fashionable.
and the connection she seems to have with her twin,
Oh yeah,
um,
Ted.
Ted.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
I know
wondering
what's.
because I was thinking for a while maybe she's like an undying warlock or some kind of
Mm,
like has some kind of connection with Shadowfell and like her
yeah.
dead twin or something. But um maybe there is still elements of that. Maybe she's like a hexblade of the Raven Queen or something like that.
Mm,
Um
yeah.
but I think those kind of aspects, those kind of character aspects, even though it's more backstory, I think
Yeah.
do come out or will come
Hmm.
out just because it's how you like what the characters are about. It's I think it's rare to have a warlock that doesn't have its patron revealed at some point. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. What if she's got an evil patron? Like what if it's like lol?
I wouldn't be surprised. You know,
Yeah.
given her nature, it would be an interesting
Mm.
twist if she had an evil patron. But I do like Brian and Chad's comment. I love how Opal is like an Instagram influencer. Yeah, she very much
I saw
has that personality.
I saw someone on Twitter saying they'll try to figure out who she reminded them of. And have you seen Schitt's Creek?
I've not.
If
No.
anyone's seen Schitt's Creek, they're saying it reminds them of Alexis, who's like this really kind of like rich, like it's a rich family that have to move to the country, and she's just so extra. She's so valley. Um,
Hell
and
yeah.
yeah, she's not so much Valley Girl, but she's just that kind of aesthetic and
Yeah.
personality, and it was very much like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, just no, I loved it. I thought she was so cool.
Oh yeah.
And as you said, like her and not her, Amy and Robbie, they kind of fit in so well so
Yeah.
quickly. And it's just I think coming from being super charismatic people
Oh yeah.
and
Definitely.
from being performers
Yeah.
naturally. So no, it's so good, such a great fit.
Yeah.
I was super excited.
I'm really hoping because like my theory, my tinfoil hat theory is because
Mm,
I'm pretty sure that campaign 3 is going to be their last one. They are sort of
yeah.
branching out and trying to see who would be a good fit for like a new
Mm,
generation of like a cast. So
mm,
I'm hoping that like Abria, Robbie, and Amy will, you know, fit that role and they'll become like more
yeah.
regular cast members and stuff. That's what I hope for.
Mm, I can see
I
that.
think they all fit in very well and again, yeah, they're all, you know, very charismatic people and stuff. But yeah, I mean, at first glance and first impressions, all of these characters are gorgeous, wonderful, hilarious. I think all of their personalities really mesh well together. We have Orem, who's like the very disgruntled, like father figure of this group, who's just
Yeah. And all, yeah, and he's kind of just like, well, that's the thing because we don't know what's happened between them. They've missed this week.
yeah,
They've got like this missing week in their memory, but we don't know anything about like how these guys met, uh, what their kind of job is. Like they say that they helped this one guy and that's why they're living in this building, but we don't know what it is they did for them. We don't know if they're like a fighting group or if they're just, mercenaries, which is
hmm
essentially a fighting group. But, like,
yeah,
we don't necessarily know their deal.
yeah,
The only thing we've seen them do is rob rob from a ship, at the
pretty
behest
successfully
of
too.
a
I would
stranger.
say, yeah.
Um, so, yeah, so I'm excited to learn more about these characters and, yeah, just what their deal is pretty much.
Hmm.
What are they doing together? What's the plan? How do you get a halfling fighter from Zephyra and have them, you know, join up in a mon with
Yeah,
weirdos, and,
yeah.
get on this adventure.
I'm guessing because Abria was having them roll like wisdom saving throws to see if they could remember certain
Mm.
things. But I think all
Yeah,
of
they
them failed.
rolled really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing as they progress through their story that they're going through right now, they'll probably get those memories back, and it might tie into like an overall narrative
Yeah.
for this miniseries.
I'm
Um,
just seeing to Adam's posted like how Opal's from Byroden.
mm-hmm.
I'm excited to know more about where they're from. So I think we know Orm's from Zephyra. We know
Yep.
Opal's from Byroden. I think Dariax said he was from Turst Fields,
Yep.
but then you have a fawn and presumably an air
Well,
genasi.
I think Fern is from the Feywild.
Yeah,
Like probably just
yeah.
plopped here.
She'd have to be, but then I want to know, like, how did she get here? Like, did she come through one of Artican's doors? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? Um, what is this? uh, and yeah, and then you've got, I know Genasis exist in the world as is, so
hmm
I want to know where like Dorian came from. I'm gonna get their names mixed up.
Yep. We got
I keep
Dorian,
saying Darian.
Dariax, Orim, Opal.
I keep saying Darian, because it's Dariax and Dorian, and then I
Oh
just
yeah.
think Tarian. So
Mm-hmm.
Dorian, yeah, I'm wondering where they come from. Though she did mention like your upbringing in the Silken Squall,
Mm.
which I think is that it could be a boat, it could be a town, it could be
Yeah.
uh, it could just be a name for a slum. Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. There's a lot of different things they could be in these characters, while pretty upfront with their personalities, do have a lot of
Mm,
mystery surrounding them, as is the nature of
yeah.
losing a week of
Mm,
memory and stuff. So there's a lot to uncover there. Um,
yeah.
but so far, it's with this episode, it's still kind of hard to tell what the main narrative is. Um,
Yeah.
it seems like it mostly revolves around this seedy underbelly of this city. There's these two like crime families, I guess. The Myriad
Yeah.
and the Clasp, I think it is.
Yeah, so I think the I'm confused, but I think the is it Pasha? Pasca?
Pasca, I think.
Pasca? Yeah, so the idea that I get is that she's from her own, or not her own, but from a separate criminal
Yeah.
organization that's separate to both the Myriad
Mm-hmm.
and the Clasp. Ugh.
Yep.
Clasp, yeah. Um, and so yeah, I guess we're gonna see uh if it's either, an actual criminal organization, if it's a cult, if it's just some thieves guild, which I think it might be leaning more towards some kind of cultish thieves guild,
Yeah.
um, that has set up roots in Imon, because back in campaign one, like the clasp, I can't say it right. I don't know what's the correct
It's
pronunciation.
fine. We know what you're talking about.
The clasp, I sound so posh. Clasp. The
The
clasp.
claw.
They were pretty prevalent in Imon, and especially
Yeah.
during Thordak and during the reign of the dragons. They have a lot of control of the city, or like the underground control of the city. So
Mm-hmm.
I think and the Myriad itself was just starting to sneak into Taldore.
Yeah.
Um, so it's interesting now, 30 years later, to see that the Myriad is established in Taldore and that the clasp is still running. Um,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, as you say, we've got this third organization, which is kind of spooky. Like, I'm wondering, she sent them off to steal something random, and they got this thing. They got this
Yeah. This
circlet.
really strange
I
crown.
wonder if she sent them specifically for that, like if that was what she was hoping they'd get, but it feels kind of random to assume that's what they would take. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not sure like how we could. I think we've got. Well, I've personally got like this dark vision of Pasca, but
Yeah.
I think it's just because of the item they stole to give
Mm-hmm.
to her,
Yeah.
which
Definitely.
yeah, she couldn't have known that's what they were going to steal unless she did.
Unless she did.
Unless she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's
well,
interesting
yeah.
because who knows what like route they could have taken. Um.
Mm,
I mean, I guess it's it's putting a lot of faith in them because she did tell them to go to the docks, right? To look for
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
I think. And so I mean, seeing a very strange ship from a land that is fairly unknown,
Mm.
it's kind of like the DM's neon sign pointing
Yeah,
at
go
go
here.
here, go here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but again, I mean, still, like like meta aside, as players, I mean, I would want to check that out. Like that's cool.
yeah,
Like if you're
yeah.
looking for some really strange, maybe like esoteric items that would pique Posca's interest, this is probably the place to go.
I
This
love.
Blight Star, I think it was called.
Yeah. Oh, which like is Ruidus. Like it's like translates
Mm-hmm.
Ruidus,
Yeah.
and Orim has tattoos of the moon all on him. And
Yeah.
what is going on
Hmm.
here? What is going
Hmm.
on?
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So
And
the
why were
thing
they in
about
possession of this circlet and an Ankeg? Why do they have an Ankeg?
yeah, which seemingly killed like not the arm but the circlet. I think seemingly killed everyone
Yeah.
around. And it seems to only affect good aligned people. So are these all good people that have died,
Yeah,
or
that's an
has it?
interesting point. I didn't think of that.
So there's the and I see people talking about it in chat. There's like when she pretty much described a circlet, I think everyone's looking on magic items. What could this be?
Oh yeah.
So the thing that it could be, I'm not sure if it is. I'm hesitant to lay claim to this theory. Is the circlet of barbed vision, which is a vestige,
Hmm.
Trey god
Oh.
vestige, from the Taldore guide. It's the vestige of Lolth. It's the vestige of the Spider Queen, and it's this
Oh.
barbed circlet, which kind of similar to the description she gave,
Yeah.
but it's similar in that it needs to be attuned by a chaotic, neutral, or evil character. Oh, sorry,
Hmm.
neutral or evil character can't be attuned by good. There's nothing specific about it that says it affects good aligned players, but that could just be flavor.
Yeah.
Um, or it could be something completely different. Like
Yeah.
I think my reasoning for maybe not thinking it's this is that is like a vestige, so it's a huge thing, and it's also something Matt created. Like he might be like, oh, I know what this is.
Hmm.
So I think Abria could have like made her own thing, so it's not instantly
Yeah.
recognizable by Matt. Um,
Gotcha.
but yeah,
I
I think
think
it's something similar.
yeah, it's either similar or it could be it. But I think that vestige or maybe like vestige adjacent, if it's not exactly that, would be a pretty decent like plot point for a miniseries. Um,
Yeah,
it could be
yeah,
pretty
true,
interesting.
true.
Um,
It's interesting to see how level twos react to a vestige.
yeah, yeah, definitely a little bit out of their, you know, out of their realm. And I'm actually surprised that they were level 2. I was guessing between like level 5 and 8 is
Mm,
what their levels were going to be, but level 2 seems like maybe after this miniseries, like this isn't like the last time we'll see them.
yeah,
They may come back for it'll. I imagine Exandria Unlimited is going to be a bunch of like mini adventures, like in the in between times when they're in between like
yeah,
different shows and stuff, which works
yeah, and
perfectly.
bringing in different DMs and bringing in
Yeah.
different players,
Mm-hmm.
which is exciting, and it's just exciting to see more of the world that
Yeah.
exists. Yeah, by people that like her because Abria fucking knew her stuff. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
she watches Critical Role. Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously she's a fan of the people, but like she fucking like knew
Yeah. She knew
all
her
the shit.
stuff.
Yeah, I was just like, oh damn, like, yeah,
Yeah, because I think a couple of players, I think maybe it was Liam, was asking like some specific questions about like lore and stuff, and Abria, like
oh
without
yeah,
missing a beat, just
yeah,
instantly knew,
that was awesome.
and that was
I
pretty
was like,
much
ah, she's a nerd. It's great.
yeah. Yeah. They're all nerds, but they don't know what a door on a boat is called, so they call it a boat door.
It's unlike they said, like it's talk about doors because that came back later in the warehouse. What is it with
Yep,
Taldorian doors? Their doors are made of
there's
goddamn adamantine.
yeah,
Like,
there's something in the trees, in the wood of the trees.
yeah,
It's an
that was a
entirely
funny
different
callback.
beast. Yeah. That was great. That was great. So yeah, so this do we think that it was like the circlet that caused like the death of this crew?
Yeah, I think
'Cause it
so.
seemed like
Because I know
Liam did damage to it. I mean, maybe he didn't, but Abria was just sort of like rolling with it.
did damage to
Like the
the circle, you say, or
shadows
oh yeah, because there was a shadow there that
that
had
like cut. I think
oh
it
no,
cut
that yeah,
turn.
that probably makes sense. It's almost like the thing released a shadow.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what happened? Because that also then happened later, didn't it? Like shadows came when they opened the box to put it into the satchel, and they're what
Yes,
chased them into the warehouse.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so
So
there's something.
I'm kind of confused. I will be honest. I was kind of confused a few different points in this episode. I'm not fully understanding exactly what's happening. So they were attacked. Okay, so they were tasked by Posca to steal something
Yes.
to like prove
Yeah.
themselves, to steal something and then bring it to a marked warehouse.
Yeah. And was that because she was casing the place they were staying, like
Yes,
essentially saying this place is open
yes,
for the old robbery because it's,
yes.
gentrified rich dude.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, they were pretty much going to steal from
and
him
then
and
yeah, and then I don't
ruin
know
him.
where they went from there to them stealing something. Um
So because then she was like, okay, I'll cut you a deal. I will not steal from this place
yes,
if
yes, that's
you
it.
do
That's it.
this for me. If you
Yeah.
go steal someone from me as like a like replacement and stuff, then we're even. What I don't understand is then so they brought the circlets and their platinum coins to the warehouse that they were meant to go to,
Yeah, they were
but then they were
going
also
to
attacked by the
yeah,
nameless
so
ones,
they
which
were
is the organizations that Posca is with.
that's what yeah, I thought they were attacked by shadows, but then they seem to be corporeal beings.
Yeah,
So I unless it was like another group that was attacking them, like because they were going to leave the coins, and that's when Opal, did the illusory
yeah,
script on the
yeah,
coin bag, threw it in, and then they were because they were described as shadows, but then they seem to have bodies. So that's where I got confused. I thought they were
yeah.
the things from the crown,
Hmm.
and then it seemed as if they were like more like bandits or something. So I'm not sure. She sent them to oh, I
Yeah.
like that theory, Eric. She sent them to tussle with a rival group, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
That's
But
interesting.
the only issue with that is because then after the scuffle happened and they broke in and found the 40 pounds of refined residuum.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about that after. In that epilogue scene, Asuka saw that there was a break-in and there was residuum missing and the door was broken. She said to burn it down, which I'm assuming is the house that they
The
were staying
mansion,
in.
yeah.
So if
Yeah.
it was another group,
Yeah.
then like
Why would she
why?
react that way?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's a little
I'm with you on that.
confusing.
Yeah.
I think there wasn't supposed to be a fight. I think
Mm.
they were probably just supposed to leave the coins and leave the circle and then just leave. But then when they went
Settle
in,
that, Brody.
that's true. That's true. Um,
If someone has a better understanding of what happened, please
yeah,
let us know.
I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused as to
Welcome to the What the Sheep podcast, where we give you an in-depth
yep,
rundown.
in depth, and we go through everything so that you don't have to.
I'm making a lot
Um,
of gifts last night. You missed a bit.
and I'm saying it was yeah.
Um,
It has to be like some kind of an inside job. Like there has to be like some like inner funky business going on in the nameless ones. Maybe a difference in ideas of what's supposed to happen. But I think
yeah.
it's one of these instances where we just have to wait and see like what happens in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We probably don't have the information that will like piece it all together and make sense of this. Like I get it. I understand everything up until the fight happens.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they were being attacked. Um,
Mm.
but I mean, perhaps those shadows and stuff had nothing to do with Posca, but this was Posca's warehouse.
Right.
And maybe she had no idea that there were like these shadow people that attacked, and she just thought that they
Yeah.
still went in there and just stole everything.
Because there was also a point. There was a point too where Abria was saying to. Oh, that might have been before they went onto the boat, maybe. But there was a point where she said, "You're about to do this thing with this super dangerous organization." Like she gave almost like a warning to the players to say, like,
Yeah.
"Is this what you want to do?" Which, um, I can't remember what section of the game that was. If that was before they went into the boat, because it was something along the lines of, "This is a super powerful organization you're dealing with, or
Hmm.
like a super shady group you're dealing with. Are you sure this is what you want to do?" Um, so I think that might have been before they went into the warehouse. Um, so yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe they weren't meant to go in, as you say, and
Yeah.
it kind of triggered the attack.
Hmm.
Or maybe there's just more to Posca that we don't know, and she was going to burn the house down anyway.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm guessing there's probably a bit more. And Adam also does bring up a good point that they were being watched by some other weird,
Oh
shadowy
yeah,
being that kept disappearing and stuff.
because what
So maybe that
someone
character
mentioned
is what
something, and
sends
they're
the
like,
shadows after them. Maybe.
yeah, because I think it was someone started saying Myriad out loud or something in the streets. One of them,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah. Oh no,
the
Opal
Myriad.
said Posca's name out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, which is always fun. Um, I
yeah.
love oh, yeah, it's such a chaos group.
Oh, of
Like,
course, 100%. Yes, pure
and so
chaos.
confidently, I don't wanna sound mean, but so confidently dumb,
Yeah.
in how they approach everything, but it's just so fun. It's such
Hmm.
good D&D, and that's fun D&D to play, like,
Yeah.
when you play these kinda, like, headstrong, head empty characters.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I just love them, like, sneaking onto the boat was probably my favorite scene in the entire episode of, like, I can't replicate Ashley's accent, but her saying, like, she's the cook,
Yeah.
walking on it, like,
I'm
where
the
did this come.
cook. Yeah.
I am the cook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger? Was that what?
Orim. Yeah, Orim carrying the boxes that completely
Oh
cover
yeah.
his height,
So good.
them falling into the pit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
It was what was it as well? Dorian saying like, um, oh, what did he say? Like, let's not
Was the
cause a scene, or
let's make ourselves more suspicious.
yeah,
But
more
then he was like,
suspicious.
wait. Wait, that's
Wait,
not what I meant.
yeah, yeah,
And then I love I wrote this one down because it was a one for the highlight video. When Robbie was like, "Why are we all idiots?" And Amy being like, "But we're hot," or like, "But we're
yeah,
pretty."
yeah.
Just so
No,
so perfect. I feel like that's like the tagline for this mini series. We're all idiots, but we're pretty, so it's fine. That's
yeah,
like that's what it is. And I like how we already have like running gags. We have like the shouting out like food or like shouting out random things just to make it
yeah.
appear. We've got bacon lips now.
Bacon lives. So
It's
we
pretty.
got time is a blank.
Yep, time.
Like,
Yep, time is a chowder. Time is a soup. Yep,
time
yep.
is a sandwich.
So good. Time is a sandwich. Oh my god. Yeah, I am in love with these characters. But back to this residuum deal. Um,
Yes, this is exciting.
yeah. So now it's kind of like that might just be like a little Easter egg sort of thing.
Mm,
Might not tie into like the greater narrative. I feel like the circlet is and the figures around it might be a bit more of a big thing.
yeah,
But the idea that this thieves guild stole this much residuum from Whitestone, or like probably during like a caravan or like there's a shipment or something, and they were able to
yeah.
steal it. That's that's a lot of residuum.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of
residuum.
residuum.
Do you think that's the type of stuff you would teleport, maybe, or like
Yeah.
not trust to snail mail?
Yeah.
I
So
want to
either
point
yeah
out.
yes. So either Keyleth is into some shady shit.
Yes, that's what I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
When this came out, the Discord was like,
Yeah.
and I apologize for anyone that wasn't on this train of thought, but we're just like, ooh, Keelan, what are you doing? You're turning your
Yeah.
life into
Keyleth is a crime
Oh my.
boss. Yeah, I think someone said ever since Vax's death, Keyleth picked up a
Yeah,
new hobby.
well, like saying like, "Oh, this is like some shady air showery bullshit
Yeah,
happening here," and then it was just like, "Oh, it was probably stolen." That
yeah.
makes a lot more
Wait a
sense.
minute.
Yeah,
Thievery
wait,
is a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I was fully down on like Keelan being into some shady shit,
Yep.
like selling white stone, but no, it being stolen somewhere makes tons more sense.
Yeah. Unless there is like some corrupt maybe
Ooh.
Asharis or like officials in Whitestone that are making this happen.
It could be.
Um
It could be.
yeah, because I would imagine that transporting this much residuum, if they're not teleporting it, it's got to be heavily guarded, or there's got to be something that they're doing to make sure it doesn't get stolen. So whoever's like in charge of
Yeah.
protecting it and stuff might be getting paid off
Um,
or something.
and it's interesting that Orim wants to go speak to the Fire Ashari
Yeah,
in Amon. Because I mean, maybe they're connected somehow. Because
yeah.
if they've got these, I know they've got the beacons or like the way to communicate with the other Ashari. But maybe there's someone in the Fire Ashari that's connected to this. Which is exciting. I think did end of campaign one did I know some of the Fire Shari stayed in Amon, and this is like that kind of
Hmm.
community we've got there. Did what's his face? Did the leader of the Fire Shari survive campaign one? Not Silas, Siri, mm,
I can't
Adam though.
remember.
Adam, do you
I'm
know the
not too brushed
name?
up on my campaign one lore.
The name of the leader of the Fire Shari? You can Google it if you like, but I
Adam
can't remember
knows,
if
I'm
they
sure.
survived because I really liked that guy. Um, Serkanos. Hey, Serkanos
Okay.
did survive. I think they like lost an arm, maybe. They were really
Hmm.
messed up. But I liked that character a
What is
lot.
it with these druids
Um,
and losing limbs? We got Villia losing her
you know,
leg.
it's
Man.
he even got his arm to regrow. And there you go. Yeah, like it's the hazards of the trade, I think. When you're
Hmm.
dealing with elements.
Yep.
Uh
Yep.
yeah, I reckon that'd be a cool NPC to throw back in. I
Yeah.
really liked that character a lot. The flame speaker, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
that's
can't
like the
remember what
beauty.
race they were, if they're still alive or not.
Yeah. And that's like that's the beauty of this, and you kind of touched on this earlier. That's the beauty of this show is that with Exandria Unlimited, we get to see all of these different elements of the world, different characters. We get to see new characters, old characters in like a different setting and stuff. It's very cool. Like the name is perfect, Exandria Unlimited, because the things they can do with this is unlimited. There's
Yeah,
so many things they can do with this.
yeah.
They could probably have a mini series that's like 100 years, like in the future. They could do like,
Ooh.
like some crazy
Ooh,
stuff like that.
do some Elder Scrolls Online bullshit and do it like in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's
Just to
what
have
Elder
really
Scrolls
like
Online is. But yeah.
they can plop anywhere in the timeline during like very interesting points in the lore, like maybe like a Calamity miniseries or something, or like during that time, maybe like an
Yeah.
Aor miniseries or something.
Ooh, that'd be really
There's
cool.
so many things they can do, and it's so awesome. Um, and I feel like if there isn't like a campaign four, I could see I could probably just see them doing just a bunch of different Exandria Unlimited like
Yeah.
miniseries, just like and that's what we have, you know. Then
Yeah. I think I could see that on top of like other mini RPG systems. Like I could see them doing
hmm
more Tales from the Apocalypse. I could see them doing more Call of Cthulhu would be cool. I
that would be
reckon
really cool.
I know there's a lot of Vampire the Masquerade
Oh yeah,
streams. Um, but I really think like a short one done by Critical Role would be really cool.
hmm
Um, uh, yeah, but Call of Cthulhu was really cool. I'd love to see more of that.
oh yeah.
But yeah, any of the Powered by the Apocalypse games, I'd love to see like another Undeadwood or something similar
Oh,
to
I
that.
know.
Um, but yeah, like I'm excited. I'm kind of with you on thinking that campaign three will probably be the last major one because you think if it's going to go for like 2-3 years,
Yeah,
um, that's like probably starting at the end of this year. That's going to get us like to 2024, 2025 ish,
yeah.
uh, with breaks and everything.
That's
So
a long time.
yeah, I
That's
can
like
see you
10 years. That's 10 years of live
and
streaming.
yeah, and even if it's not the last campaign, it might be like a decent break between campaigns.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because these guys are like they're not by any means like old. It's okay, they don't watch this.
Yeah.
But they're
Oh, yeah.
it's old people. But they also have families and they've got
Well, I mean,
careers.
Talison's like several thousand years old, so I mean,
Yeah,
at least
well, he's
one of them is
ageless.
old,
He's
but
fine.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, they've got families, they've got careers. I
Yeah.
know a lot of their career is Critical Role at this point, but uh the way it's expanding to, like, I mean, the animated show, all the books, the games, Matt now working on his own RPG.
Oh, is he
I
really?
think yeah, yeah, it was his quarantine project he was working on. I think
Oh.
it's called, I can't remember what it's called. They announced it briefly at one point. Um I think it starts with S. Someone tell me, Adam, help. Uh but uh yeah, like there's all these massive projects that they're working on, and I mean, Legend of Vox Machina, I can see being really popular, and obviously with Critters, I'm hoping it's popular outside so that they can get another season. I
Yeah.
think, I mean, even if Cindercold, that's it. I think even if they, I mean, honestly, if it's not popular with the outside public, they probably could just do a Kickstarter and then make money for a second season. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
It could be easily crowd-funded
Yeah.
again. But that being said, I'm hoping it's popular outside of the Critterverse so that
Hmm.
more people come in, there is more revenue, and then they just grow and grow and grow. 6 seasons and a movie, let's go.
Yeah.
Um,
I think there's no way that it's not popular.
yeah.
Um,
I'm excited for the potential of a convention, a Critical Role
I
convention.
know.
Uh,
Literal
I
Traveler
often
Con.
I often relate them a bit to, like, the rise of Rooster Teeth as a company.
Hmm.
And I think Rooster Teeth was special in the sense that it started quick. It was early. It was one of the first internet companies.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things they did were a first. So the fact that they've got their own convention, I think, is a good
Yeah.
example of what could happen with Critical Role starting as an entertainment company.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I
It
think,
really is.
yeah. I
And
reckon with the next 5 years, there'd be, like, a dedicated Critical Role
mhm,
convention. Um,
I agree. And
yeah.
it's
Not in my country, though.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it feels it fills me with such like an amazing feeling that we've we've pretty much been here since the beginning of their journey. And
Mm,
looking at it, they really have grown so fast. Um, and just knowing that the potential that this company has, these people have, is incredible. They have unlimited potential. Um, and it's just awesome to feel like we're a part of this journey as their company is growing, and we get to see all of these major milestones as they happen. Because like
yeah,
15 years from now, when they're still getting new fans and stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, this is
yeah,
all great. Like, I wonder what it was like when it first started and stuff. And
yeah.
it's crazy that we get to be here pretty much through their entire journey.
Mm,
And it's just awesome seeing them grow into their own company. And yeah, it's just really cool. Really, really cool.
yeah. I'm excited for the What the Sheet panel at Criticon.
Imagine. Oh my god. Imagine. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll actually like think about that every now and then, and I like get so nervous. I'm like, oh jeez. Like imagine like a live audience. Oh my god.
It would be dreadful. It would be terrible.
That would be so scary. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But we would do it. We would be able to do it. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. We would
Yeah.
have it.
I'll just live stream it. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just we'll have like a little robot with like a television screen as the head, and we'll
Oh, I'm in.
just
Yeah.
we'll bring
Yeah.
you in there. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We'll put it out into the universe. We'll put out that energy. There will at some
Yeah.
point. Watch out! There's gonna be a
You
what the
heard it here
sheet.
first,
Yep,
guys.
it's gonna be a
Pre-book
what the
your
sheet panel.
tickets.
Yep, they're going on sale soon. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
keep an eye on our socials. Yeah. Anyways, any like last minute thoughts, feelings about the first episode of this new miniseries?
I am excited. I'm just like
Yeah.
genuinely excited about the story they're telling. I'm excited that it's in Imon. It feels comfortable. It feels
Yeah.
like we are having this nostalgic return, but it is so fresh with these characters. And I'm delighted by, like, I didn't know anything of Robbie before he
Yeah.
started. But I'm absolutely delighted by him. I think, as you say, yeah, he's super charismatic. His
Mm-hmm.
improv is really good too.
Yeah.
Um, and I love the way he's playing off Matt. Amy, I knew from She-Ra. She's also delightful. She's fucking funny. God,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm terrified to look up how old she is because I'm worried she's going to be like much younger than me, and I'll just be like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah, right. I know. That's always the worst. It's like you
um,
see like a really talented actor or actress or voice actor, and you're like, I wonder how old they are. And it's like they're like 20. And it's like, oh.
I'm tentatively doing it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, she's 32.
Oh,
Yay!
okay,
She's
okay.
older than
We're
me.
good.
We're
We're good.
safe. But no, she's incredible. She's like, um, just so, uh, for lack of a better word, I guess, just energetic.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and clearly loves D&D. Is just
Mm-hmm.
excited to play D&D, and I think that's always the best thing about Critical Role is
Yeah.
the players are just excited to play D&D.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people start watching it, because I know a lot
Yeah.
of people probably start watching because like, oh, this is my favorite voice actor, I'm going to see more
Mm-hmm.
of their stuff. But I think the large majority of people watch Critical Role and now Exandria Unlimited is because, oh, I like D&D and I get to see
Yeah.
people play D&D.
Yeah, and
Um,
there's something endearing about just watching a group of friends just have fun,
yeah,
laugh, enjoying, a shared passion and stuff. Yeah, it's
yeah.
wonderful, wonderful to be able to witness. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Also, happy birthday. Early birthday, Adam. So your birthday is tomorrow. So happy early birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Um like I said, yeah, I'm just excited to learn more about these characters, see if there's any like more mysteries to uncover from them.
Mm.
If unless this really is, how they are, and this is everything we need to know.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. There's got to be more. There's got to be a darkness to Opal's character, an evil
Well, yeah, she's
patron.
a,
Yeah,
a warlock.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But we don't know.
um,
Like I mean, we know she's a hexblade, but she hasn't had her pact yet. So it could be
yeah.
something.
That's what the thing. I think we don't know what uh Orum's going to become. I know a lot of people thinking Battle Master.
Hmm.
That's it seems like he's already got maneuvers. Could be the choice. I'd like to see like a like a
A
archer or
rune
something like that.
knight.
But
Rune knight would be cool, or
Rune Knight could be
eldritch
kind of
knight
cool.
maybe.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I think everyone else we know. Oh, we don't know what Bard College
Oh
Doreen's going to
yeah.
go for. We
I'm
don't
not
know
too I'm not
much
too
about
familiar with the
Doreen.
different bard colleges.
There's like 50 million of them, so
There are a lot. There are a lot.
there are a lot. Yeah.
I could see maybe I don't even know. Maybe glamour? Maybe?
Mm, yeah.
Um he does have
I
he does have
yeah.
some cool weapons though, so maybe the blade one. I can't remember what it's called.
The Blade Singer or the Blade Dancer. It's one of those.
Yeah.
I know one of them is specific to elves only, but that's just like pa cha
Mm.
pa. Who cares?
Hmm.
Let them play. Um. Uh. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm just trying to think, like, I often get bard colleges mixed up with druid circles because it's like,
Yeah.
Circle of Dreams or College of Dreams.
Hmm.
I'm like, which one is that?
Yeah.
Something like that. No, I'm keen to College of Swords. That's what we're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And then there's
I think
eloquence
Blade
and
Singer or
glamour.
Blade Dancer is a fighter subclass.
Oh, they're saying
I
wizard.
don't
They're
know
saying wizard
D&D,
subclass.
apparently.
Blade singer wizard
Oh, it
subclass.
is. It is. It is a wizard.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the comment. I'm done.
That's kind of interesting that we have like the wizard blade singer, like the wizard knight, and then we have the knight wizard for the eldritch knight. So it's kind of interesting
Yeah.
how those two can.
It's kind of like fighter and wizard are on the opposite ends of the spectrum of
Yeah.
classes. So I
Hmm.
like that they kind of have these little loops that connect them.
Yeah. That
Um,
is that is really Cool game design. Cool game design. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, I think this D&D thing's really going to take off.
Yeah, I think they're onto something here.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. But yeah, if we don't have any other last minute things to say, I think
I'm good.
we can go ahead and call this one a wrap. Thank you all, as always, so much for joining us for our first discussion episode for Exandria Unlimited. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. We get seven more episodes of this. So I'm guessing like the narrative elements are probably going to come up really fast since we know when it ends.
They're in the shit now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're pretty much in it now, so it might just be high octane for the next seven weeks, and I am
Metal
here
to the
for
metal,
it.
fuel. I just watched the Fast and Furious trailer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Totally get it. Yeah, super excited to see what's in store for us. Again, Abria did an absolutely amazing job taking up the Dungeon Master mantle. A lot, pretty hefty shoes to fill. As Matt,
there was like I saw at one point there was at least like 60,000 people watching live. It could have gone higher than that as well, but that's nerve-wracking for anyone. So I think I guess maybe not doing it live probably helped a bit, but at the same time, that's a lot of people to put.
That is a lot of people, and I think she's the first like outsider outside of Critical Role that has DM'd for Critical Role.
I'd say Mark Hulmes did the My Little Pony one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that
one. But
one.
that's probably the only thing I can think of. But yeah.
But
he was also kind of connected with Critical Role a little bit.
Yeah.
Through friendship is magic.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal job by Abria. Love her DMing style, and I can't wait to see the story she has concocted for us over the next 7 weeks. So, with all that being said, as always, don't forget to love each other, spread the love, spread it to everyone you meet, but most importantly, don't forget to love yourself. That is the most important thing you can do. So be sure to take care of yourself. Eat some food, drink some water, get plenty of rest. You deserved it. You deserve it, and I'm proud of you for being here with us. And so, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your morning, day, evening, wherever you may be on this glorious earth. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.